Hello, welcome to DivaGuidance.com weekly card readings with MJ. This is MJ. It's Sunday, December 11th, 2016. We're coming upon the mid-month, closing in on the holiday season. Lots of hustle and bustle and lots of changes happening in this month as we come to the end of 2016 and, as I've said previously, the end of this 9-year cycle, shooting us into a new path and a new cycle starting in 2017. So don't be surprised if there's some major life changes upon you, some major life choices, and it could be heavy energies even this week. So without further ado, we're going to look and see what's in the mystery tarot box. And I will just remove my quartz crystal and my shamanic dream crystal. I was drawn to put the rose quartz on this week's mystery tarot box to just give it a little more loving energy. I'm feeling that there's a lot of crazy energies out there right now, and the Buddha guided me to pick a rose quartz. And rose quartz is a crystal that is about love and kindness and gentleness. It's a lovely, gentle pink color. Look, it's quite light color, and it's brings a lot of gentleness and love to the day. So that's what I chose today. So without further ado, let's see what's in the mystery tarot box. Okay, let's see what's inside. What does the mystery tarot box want us to have today? Aha! Today we have this beautiful deck of cards. Here they are here. This is actually the Soprafino deck. It's a 19th century deck made in Italy. And then in the 19th century, so the 1800s. And it has this Soprafino Tarot, 19th century. And it has beautiful classic imagery. So we're going to do things a little bit differently this week. We were using the 22 major arcana, and normally using this style of reading, we would have the questioner pick a number between 1 and 22, and then we'd find that corresponding number in the deck of cards. Because I don't have a question here, I'm going to use the magic dice. And so we're going to roll these dice for our first number between 1 and 22. And our first number is 5. So let's find number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Papa. That's our affirmation card. Okay? And we're going to roll the dice again. See what number comes up this time for our negation card. We have the number 6. Well, look at that right next to it. 5, 6. The Lovers. We seem to get this card every week. It's the same through line here. And the next card is 4. And we have number 4, the Emperor. And those are our 3 cards for this week. So let's look at these cards in detail and see what the messages are for us this week. The first card is the Pope or the Hierophant. That's number 5. Pope and Hierophant represent a part of ourselves, or in this case, it's the positive part of ourselves, the affirmation, the key to the secrets of the universe. So the Hierophant, the Pope, the leader, the spiritual leader, tends to hold the secrets and the keys to the meaning of life and to ourselves. What this card is telling us is that we have the key to know ourselves. And we only have to look inside and take the time to look inside and see what our true self is telling us. Sometimes there are so many things going on in life that it's hard to hear our own voice, and we can feel confused and not sure what we're doing or where we're going, and we can react in negative ways. So this card is telling us to take the time to really listen to yourself and your true self, and you'll only have to look to see. That's all it takes. Just take the time this week to look, take time for yourself as always, but really telling us that what we want we can have as long as we're true to ourselves. And that's our affirmation card. The negation card is the Lovers. There seems to be a through line when I'm looking at this whole reading with a focus on our intimate relationships this week, a focus on our closest relationships that we have with our family and loved ones. The Lovers is a changeable card. Often romantic love is quite changeable. And sometimes we're looking for someone who is an exact mirror of ourselves, but in fact, the more pronounced the differences between people, the more fruitful the relationship. So this card is a bit of a warning not to get too hung up on the differences between one another, and instead focus on those things that are common, and those things will bring us together. And we can reach new levels of understanding with one another if we don't focus on the differences. So this is a warning not to focus too much on the differences or get hung up on the little things, but really look at the big picture of love and with your deeper feelings. Going together with this one, if we take time to look inside ourselves and really get in touch with what we're feeling, and we're able to be honest with ourselves and with those that we care about, then our relationships will be more fruitful. This card represents the intermediary, and this is the Emperor. And the Emperor, once again, is focusing on our love relationships, our intimate relationships, our closest relationships. It's about how we rule ourselves and how we project ourselves to the world. Are we projecting our true, honest selves? Are we in control of our emotions and our reactions, especially when it comes to our closest relationships? The more we know ourselves and take time to really listen to ourselves, the more likely we're going to be able to know what we want and be able to project ourselves in an honest way. This also represents rebirth and the ability to reinvent yourself and reinvent your relationship. In the intimate relationship sphere and our closest romantic relationships, that's important to know that you can always reinvent your relationship and you aren't ever stuck. It just takes knowing yourself and honoring each other, and then you can move forward. So let's see, since this is a different kind of reading, we have 3 cards. This is the affirmation, the positive aspects of this week and things that will help us positively. And this is our negation, things that we should watch out for this week. So positively, let's spend some time on ourselves and listening to ourselves and really quieting our mind a little bit in the hustle and bustle of this holiday season. Not to get too caught up in our daily stresses that we forget to honor each other and also notice how we rule our words and our actions to show love and caring. Now the solution, we're going to add up these cards together and we're going to come up with the number of the card that is our solution. And so 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 4 is 15. So let's see what number 15 card says here. We're going to go to the end of the deck here and just see. Oh, there we are. Number 15. Oh, wow. There we go. It's the Devil. Yes, the Devil is in the details. So the Devil has a very scary look to him, and this often scares us when we see this image. The devil represents the shadow part of ourselves, and how sometimes when we look at ourselves and we listen to ourselves, we can hear the shadow part of ourselves or the darkness. We don't want to ignore the dark part of ourselves, because sometimes those are what motivate us to, not be treating each other in the most respectful manner. So we have to look, once again, looking at ourselves. This is the key. This is the key to the week that's going to get us through. So don't be afraid of the devil. This is a part of yourself. This is a shadow part of yourself, the darkness of yourself. All those dark feelings that we try not to think about, but sometimes it's okay to think about them because they can tell us what's really going on inside us. We have to acknowledge it, and when we shed light on the darkness, it disappears. So don't push those negative feelings under the rug. Really look at them and see where they're coming from and why you're feeling these negative things. And maybe you can understand your motivation a little more and be in control of what you're saying and what you're doing and how you're projecting yourself. If we aren't projecting our true selves, if we aren't saying what's truly on our minds and it's not this, we don't know ourselves, we're not going to project our true selves, and then we're going to feel no one understands us. So the devil tells us, hey, look inside yourself, understand your motivations, and you can use those dark motivations and turn them into something positive. It represents the shadow, and it represents the orphan part of ourselves that doesn't get any attention. And the devil's kind of a lonely character. He's alone, and he's afraid, and he doesn't have any friends, and he continues to do things to push people away. So we don't want to do that. The solution is to see those things that cause us to push people away and maybe give voice to them, maybe communicate them. Something that's really good when we have these internal feelings is journaling, writing these things down, talking to someone that you trust and love to work through any issues you might be having this week. And community is always very important. You're not alone. We're all going through these things together, and there's some universal energies that affect all of us. And so this week, focus on yourself, focus on respecting yourself and others. Watch what you say. Don't get too caught up in external forces that might bring out some negativity. Be careful of that this week. In order for us to be a little more calm, we're going to end this week's reading with a meditation. So get comfortable. Get yourself some pillows. Get into your meditation position, either cross-legged if that's comfortable for you. You can also prop some pillows under your legs, under your knees, so that you aren't uncomfortable. If you're sitting in a chair, remember to just sit up straight and close your eyes and take in a nice deep breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Out through the mouth, a big sigh. And last time. Inhale. And out through the mouth. I just want you to close your mouth and inhale through the nose quietly. And just at your own breathing rate, get in touch with your breath. Breathing deeply. Just focusing on inhaling, filling the lungs with air, exhaling the breath, letting it all go, slowing down the mind, and just turning our thoughts inward and turning our ears inward. Take a nice deep breath and listen. What are the thoughts coming up for you? If you start to think about other things going on in the day, or you get distracted, just bring it back to the breath. really just think about listening. Let's spend a few moments breathing and just listening to ourselves. Focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Take a nice deep sigh and let it go. One more time. And third breath. Inhale. Exhale. Invite your mind at any time during the day and this week when you need a little space. Just find somewhere where you can sit for a moment, focus on the breath, and really listen to what your mind and what your heart and soul are telling you. If you would like more in-depth guidance, you can contact me at divaguidance.com for personalized e-readings and e-meditations. You can also check my weekly blog and come back anytime for a little inspiration and meditation. Hope you have a great week. Namaste.